Yo, what is good, YouTube, man? Today we're finna be reacting to 1,000 ants versus obstacles. I feel like this video gonna be interesting. I don't know why that motherfucker circling like that, but that motherfucker is circling. Before we get up into this video, I ain't even got a lot to say, man. Nigga just on the grind. Let's get this little quick prayer in. Let me move my mic closer. I'm playing the Jamesons. Yeah, let's get a little quick prayer. Lord, I pray that you bless these people across the screen. Pray that you wake them up. Let them see the light that you have shine on them. Let them know that this life is worth it. This life that you gave them is valuable. And in the name of Jesus, we pray, amen. Let's get up into it. Stop serving.
I've seen videos of ants doing insane things to survive. Like in this one, where they built a boat out of their bodies to survive a flood. Or in this one, where they built
I wonder how ants actually think, though. Because if humans work like this, nigga, we would be great.
a dangling bridge out of their bodies to attack a wasp nest. So I was wondering, if I put my 1,000 ants into obstacle courses, will they do similar things to complete them? Or are my ants just not that smart? Well, I just spent hours gathering 1,000 ants out my old ant nest. So I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to put these guys up
How can you tell if that's 1,000, though?
against their first ant obstacle. Obstacle number one is this thing. Basically, what we do is put some massive dead insect food at the bottom, and then we fill it with a bunch of sand to turn it into one of those 2D ant nests. Basically, we'll be able to watch the ants dig out all sorts of tunnel systems in here, and if they actually find the insect food I hit at the bottom, then they'll pass the obstacle and move on to the next obstacle.
Bro, like, what if you could be miniature? Would y'all go, like, real small, create miniature weapons and shit, just go try to go through the tunnels, killing ants and shit? Imagine, bro, that should be live.
That get harder and harder.
I don't even know why I'm thinking about that.
All right, let's not waste any time, and well, let's just do this. Wow, that is very satisfying, watching 1,000 ants fall in here. Okay, now of course immediately the ants all just start to try and climb the walls of the top area to try and escape. But surprisingly, many of the ants were already starting to dig down that center 2D part of the nest. Oh my gosh, this is happening so fast. Wait, is there already progress on the side of the tank? Oh, I just put these guys in literally like 45 seconds ago, and they've already dug like half an inch down in. What? Yep, and if you check out this time-lapse footage, you can see just how quickly they were getting work done. They literally work like mini drills to dig these tiny tunnels through the sand. But in reality, it's a tiring and grueling process where each individual grain of sand has to be picked up from a worker underground, brought all the way up to the surface.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do they get the sand out?
Through this little hole, and then dropped off at this pile of sand over here. Now, while I was recording this, it was actually getting pretty late in the day, so I decided to turn off the lights and came back the next day to see the progress made. And guys, the next day I came back to the ant nest looking like this.
Look at them moving through
bro.
Oh
What?
gosh.
It's been literally like 8 hours. How did these ants build an entire intricate nest? And not only were all these intricate tunnel systems made, but remember those dead insects I placed at the bottom as food? Well, it's safe to say that ants found those too, and it looks like the whole colony had swarmed them and had already started to devour them.
I wonder how that shit be tasting.
And since they got
Good.
to the insect
Beetlejuice.
that technically means they passed this first obstacle. Congratulations, guys. It happened so fast, I literally didn't even capture that
I wonder what other obstacles he got for these
this
niggas.
next obstacle the ants are going up against will definitely be caught on camera, because the next obstacle is the tightrope of doom. Yes, you heard that right. And if you're wondering what that is, well, it's this thing. Yup, the ants will have to walk across this extremely narrow tightrope over a pit filled with fire and
I ain't gonna lie, but that's a little bit close. Some of them niggas gonna die.
flames. Oh, I gotta put that out.
I kinda don't want some of them to die for some reason. I don't want none of them to die.
Are you gonna go out? No, I'm just kidding. That would be crazy. These are literally my pets. I would never do that. But I will be
I was like, man.
trapping the ants down here if they fall by lining the walls of this pit with this super slippery liquid stuff called fluon. I know you can't really see this stuff since it's invisible, but basically when an ant tries to walk up on here now, it'll just slip off completely. Yeah, this stuff is super slippery. And you guys are about to see why this challenge gets so interesting in a second. But if you look over at the 2D ant nest, you'll actually see I have a little hole here plugged up with some paper towels. And if you also look here, I got some tubing, meaning I can connect this to the obstacle. So yeah, let's just get this obstacle started. Come on, ants, let's get in here. Immediately after plugging in the tubing, obviously ants noticed and started walking in. I mean, there's 1,000 ants. You can't even get away from them for a second. But that's what makes these obstacles fun. It only took like 10 seconds till our first ant entered the tightrope of doom tank. Now, to pass this obstacle, the ants quite literally just need to get one of these pieces of insect legs back across the tightrope, which I think might be impossible, but let's see how they do. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the ants ants started off with some pretty lackluster performance because our first ants that made it to this tightrope didn't actually walk onto it. They kind of just walked around it on the corner of this platform where they just ended up just slipping off. Yeah.
They're probably making a little plan and shit.
Come on, guys. What are you doing? But we got 1,000 ants, so I was expecting at least one of these ants to eventually step onto this tightrope. But as tons more ants started to walk into this room, yeah, they kind of all just did the same exact thing. And
I'm trying to put it in my head. How did he get these ants? Like, there's no way he just went outside, scooped up a colony, and just caught these niggas his pets. What?
Pit started to get absolutely filled up with tons of ants.
And I know he don't just got 1,000. This nigga probably got a whole million.
Come on, ants. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. I think this is actually my fault. And to make them walk across the tightrope, I just gotta fix something. Let me show you how to fix it. Basically, what I did was, first of all, tape 2 extra pieces of string to the tightrope to make it a bit thicker so the ants would feel safer when they walked on it. And also, I rubbed this insect jelly food on the tightrope to make the bridge smell like jelly. And yeah, hopefully this will make them want to walk.
I feel like that'll work.
Now, this worked exactly how I wanted it to, because within the first minute, our first workers actually started to walk onto the tightrope and explored it.
Wait, they actually kind of look cool. And I'm scared of spiders, but these don't really look like spiders to me.
Just very slow. But over time, more and more ants started to walk onto it, and it was actually kind of funny because sometimes the ants would literally just be hanging from each other's legs because there would just be way too many on the tightrope at the same time. Yeah, these ants aren't very good at saving their friends. But it didn't take long for our first brave ant to actually make it to the end of this tightrope. That wasn't even half of the challenge, because now, if you remember, the ants actually got to pick up one of these insect legs.
But ants are really strong. Shit. I wonder if he could just pick that up on his own.
And bring them back across the tightrope. And this ant clearly wasn't looking too interested in that, because yeah, he was just completely ignoring them. So I kept waiting until some more ants made it to the side by crossing the tightrope. And surprisingly, one of the ants that made it actually did seem interested in the legs, because he went up to one of them and actually started to bite it. But if you couldn't tell, this leg is kind of way too big for this worker to carry it all by himself. And for some reason, even after tons of ants made it onto this side, none of them came to help this poor worker.
And they're not gonna help.
But this worker had a mission. He knew he needed to take a leg back to the colony, so what he did was he went up to one of the smaller insect legs that he could actually carry by himself, and he actually picked it up and started to walk. Yep, yeah, it wasn't super efficient or anything, but theoretically he could pass this obstacle for the entire colony if he played his cards right, and played his cards.
What? But that nigga's smart.
Right, he did, because I'm not joking. He walked straight over to the tightrope, and he might have had an extremely close call where he almost fell off, but somehow he managed to save himself.
You see that finger though? You see that hand? Hold on.
He started to close call where he almost fell off.
That nigga gripping.
But somehow he managed to save himself, and then the ant actually started to walk across the tightrope with an insect leg in his mouth.
Yo,
oh my gosh, guys. This is genuinely so insane. I am rooting for you, bro. I mean, you got a long way to go.
I'm
guys,
rooting for that nigga too.
We're doing so...
My fault, yeah, we had an ad.
So awful up to this point. You can see how many fell into the pit of doom. Bro, this dude, he's just an absolute killer. Yup, literally none of the 1,000 ants decided to help this dude. He was doing this entirely solo. And so he kept on marching, completely ignoring any ants that were in his way. And this dude made it all the way to the end of the tightrope, where he then walked onto the platform to complete the obstacle.
This nigga literally just soloed this mission. Bro, I gotta get that ant 5 billion bands. I'm talking about 5 billion bands. I ain't even got 50 bands myself.
Oh my gosh, this ant is insane. Seriously, I gotta name this guy. I think I'm gonna name him Anthony. And we're probably never gonna be able to find Anthony again since all the ants look the same. But seriously, everyone spam some W's in the comments.
Imagine he just squished that motherfucker.
For Anthony, that was so insane. And since these guys beat the obstacle, I'm gonna give him the insect's legs as a prize. Thanks, Anthony. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. So, I quickly moved all the fallen soldiers back to the 2D ant nest. And well, this colony is now ready for its third obstacle.
That's actually crazy,
and oh boy, am I excited for this one. Because guys, these ants are gonna have to break into a vault. Yeah, like a robbery, basically. Yep, you heard that right.
It better not be no metal.
Vault. For this obstacle, I literally built up a DIY bank vault from scratch out of paper that I knew the ants would probably be able to break into. You can see it's pretty good. Sort of looks like a real vault. And anyways, it's cool because the door actually opens, so I could fill this bank vault with an absolutely insane amount of seeds. Yeah, I put so many seeds in here. Because yeah, apparently seeds are this species of ants' favorite food, so they should absolutely swarm this thing. But I got this hot glue gun, so I could seal this vault door shut because I got.
Bro, actually, what do y'all think ants prefer? I gotta search shit up like that. Like, I wonder what ants like the most. I know them niggas just be picking up every and anything, but I wonder what they prefer.
To make this actually a kind of hard
That's
obstacle.
really cool.
So let me just go and put some glue on here. Oh yeah, just like that. All right, the vault is completely sealed shut with glue now. So let's see if these ants can actually get the seeds out of it. This is going to be very interesting to watch. So yeah, I just put it in, and as you can imagine, the 1,000 ant colony.
Y'all ever been up in a shower and you felt a little sting on you and it was an ant? It hasn't happened to me in a long time, but when I was little, I used to be at my dad's, or probably should at my place. Nigga, I'll be in that hoe. Why is there an ant up in here? Then I'll be around there looking around and shit. I'm scared to the motherfucker. Little bitch absurd.
He immediately started to climb onto it. Especially when things are put into colonies' nests, they need to investigate it to make sure it's not a threat. And with this, I think they pretty much immediately knew it wasn't a threat, because none of them were biting it or anything. And actually, a lot of them were just using it as an opportunity to climb out of the enclosure. That's not good. But yeah, the vault right now is pretty sealed shut, and I don't even think the ants knew that there were seeds inside of here. So nothing really eventful happened, to be honest. Okay, this is not exactly going to plan. I'm just gonna take this box and put it in there. Oh, hopefully I didn't crush any ants. Okay, and then let me scoop up all the ants that fell off. So yeah, I got all those fallen soldiers back into the nest, of course. Well, that didn't exactly work so well, but I kind of knew it wasn't gonna work so well, so that's why I came equipped with this stuff. See, basically, it's a cup of water and a big cup of sugar, which I'm gonna pour into the water. Then basically, I can mix the water and sugar around to make sugar water, which ants love the smell and taste of. And using this paintbrush, I actually just want to go and paint our vault with it. And basically, this will make the vault not only taste like sugar, but it will also just make it kind of soggy since it's made out of
oh shit. I fuck with how you helping him out.
Paper, and it should make it able so the ants.
Bro, I was doing some pistol squats. Man, this shit got my thighs so sore right now.
Can chew through it and stuff and get to the seeds. So yeah, I absolutely just soaked this vault
Y'all know
in
what
the
a pistol squat is? That's one of these motherfuckers. Get right for y'all real quick, eh? I don't know if you heard it, but I think every bone in my leg just cracked. Yeah, I don't even know how I just did it right there, bro. Like, I'm for real so fucking sorry. I wouldn't even, like, understand, nigga. I'm sore in the motherfucker.
Water, and without wasting any time, I got this thing in the nest. All right, ants, let's see how you do this time. And oh boy, were things a lot more interesting this time around, because right away, tons more ants were way more interested. You can see how after the ants would walk onto the vault, they would just completely stand still. That's because they were putting their mouth up to the paper and were just completely licking all the sugar off the paper. Yeah, this is not really what I had in mind. I thought this was...
Ants could lick? Bro, ants got a tongue?
Gonna make them want to completely chew through the paper, not lick it.
I don't know how I thought ants... Hey, wait, hold on. What the fuck? I'm stupid.
But yeah, so many ants got their fair share of the sugar. However, I didn't see a single ant even trying to find or even acknowledge that there were seeds inside of here. Well, that was until this moment. When you see this hole here, well, just out of nowhere, an ant just came up to it and walked into the hole. And yeah, there was just an ant inside of this vault with the absolute jackpot of seeds. I don't know how this hole got here.
He was like, oh my fuck. I wouldn't even know what to grab.
I guess maybe the sogginess from the sugar water made it droop or something. But wow, that is crazy. Oh my gosh, wait, I think the ants just completed the obstacle. Let me get all the excess ants off this safe real quick. And yeah, once the extra ants had fallen off, I cut open the vault to see if that ant had actually made it inside. And as you can see, he absolutely had made it inside. Oh my gosh, bro, your colony has no clue how much you just clutched up for them. Wait, imagine if this is Anthony, that same ant that beat the obstacle course. That would be insane.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
I don't know if this is the same ant. But anyways, W ant. So yeah, I just went and poured the entire vault's loot pile onto the 2D ant nest. And well, the ants have been rewarded with the absolute motherload of food up to this point. But I've been saving the craziest obstacle for last to really find out how smart my ant colony actually is. And this final one is the floor is lava. Yup, the floor is lava. And thankfully, I already have it built right here. This is the final obstacle. And you may be wondering, bruh, there Green. Where's the lava? Well, the lava is these strips of red on the floor right here. You see, these are actually extremely sticky pieces of tape. And if the ants try to walk on them, well, they're gonna get stuck, of course. So if the ants want to get to the strawberries that I put at the end of the obstacle, they're gonna have to use one of the 3 tools I provided for them to figure out how they can maybe cross this lava. Or
oh, this is gonna be interesting.
maybe they'll make a crazy bridge out of their bodies to cross it.
Bro, if I seen this in real life, I would probably just sit there and stare because like I would have an urge to break it, but I wouldn't want to like break it or nothing because that shit, I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? Anyways, I wanted to make sure most of these guys actually participated, so
I'll probably go like this, all them niggas grab onto my shit. I'm gonna be throwing my shit.
The past few hours individually picking up each of the ants from the ant nest and transporting them into this container, or at least as many as I can get. The rest are kind of under there. That way they could be easily transported. But before pouring these guys in, I just want to tell you guys that the Terra Green merch is actually really awesome. I know I always say it, but seriously, we got some pretty cool animal plushies. But anyways, I just wanted to remind you, if you wanted to get this stuff before Christmas or before the end of the year, make sure to buy it ASAP so we can make sure we ship it to you just in time for that. But anyway, seriously guys, thanks for the support so much, and let's get back to doing this crazy final obstacle. Anyways, I wasted no time and I just dumped the ants straight in. If you can't tell, I actually changed the design of the obstacle a little bit, because if you remember that red tape, well, I actually replaced it with an even stickier and thicker kind of tape to make sure these ants wouldn't be able to just walk across. Anyways, let's see how they do. As you can probably guess, lots of the ants immediately went up to the tape and partially got stuck in the front. But don't worry guys, I'll be watching the ants throughout this obstacle, and any of the ants that looks like they get super stuck in the middle, I'll be picking up with these tweezers and moving back to the start so they don't get stuck in here permanently and
bro, like, how do you know how much force you could put on these little motherfuckers?
it hurts. Anyways, to actually cross this tape, like I said earlier, I gave these ants different tools, like a pile of dirt, some pieces of string, and even some wood chips to see if they'd be smart enough to actually use these things to their advantage to cross the piece of tape. And while it may look like the ants are not using the tools here, if you look very closely down here near the dirt, they've actually already started to push this pile of dirt onto the tape to make a little bridge that they can walk onto. If they keep building up this bridge, they would actually be able to cross this.
Damn, look at all these ants. They just like, help. Niggas just stuck, help.
With no problem whatsoever. But right when I was filming this, I actually noticed that an ant had actually been walking across the tape and somehow had made it extremely close to the end. Yeah, I have no clue how this ant just managed to ignore the stickiness of this tape. I guess his
bro, that's Anthony. That has to be Anthony.
legs were just extremely strong or something, because he got all the way to the end where he had a bit of trouble pulling himself off the tape, but eventually he was able to do it. And wow. Well, this ant just technically passed the obstacle. Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't even see this ant, but I mean, he just passed the obstacle. I guess that's fair and square. Good job, bro.
I would have all 3 of them bitches one go.
Why is it the past 3 obstacles, it's been a single ant that's clutched it up for the entire colony? But anyways, I gotta get all these guys off the tape so they aren't hurt at all. So yeah, I got them all picked up into a container and transported them back to their nest safely. All right, because you guys beat it, I'm gonna give you this piece of the straw.
I wonder how they see this nigga. They probably just see him as a regular ass human they'll bite any fucking day.
Strawberry. And because the ants beat all of the obstacles I gave them, I'm gonna be giving them this brand new ant nest.
Hey.
Basically, it's just a bit more compact and it has
nice.
a cool outworld on the top, and I think it's just a bit more optimal for them. So I'm gonna go and move them in there. Anyways, hopefully you guys were entertained and learned something new about ants in this video. Remember guys, the Terra Green merch, you gotta get it soon if you want to get it before Christmas or before the end of the year. But yeah, other than that, I think this video was pretty cool, and hopefully you guys thought that too. And yeah, have a good day. Jet says goodbye to everybody.
Jet,
say bye,
for our
Jet.
little dogs. Oh, that's too cute.
I have.
Well, y'all, that's the end of the video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's gonna be multiple videos running. I know last video posted was like 10, 11 days ago, but I'm back. I'll be posting like probably every 2 days, trying to get this shit up on here. Back on this motherfucking grind, man. I'm happy I'm doing what I'm doing. Everybody thank the Lord when you wake up, when you go to sleep. Put the Lord before your passion. As you doing your passion, you're gonna always succeed. But yeah, Moemagazines about this bitch, man. I pray that y'all have the best day and the most blessed night possible. About to be.